Welcome to NextGen You. My name is John Kovacs Jr., motivational speaker, accountability coach, and serial entrepreneur. Each week, we bring you an inspiring message to help you become next gen in every area of your life. Thanks for joining the community of achievers and accepting the role as our world's next geners. Enjoy this episode's content. In my book, I describe the irrefutable laws of high performance as the first few chapters so that I can identify for you some of the principles that it takes to achieve higher levels of performance. And a lot of people are sitting here waiting for an actual blueprint, 8-step process, how-tos, and so forth. And mine is a little bit qualifiable, not quantifiable. And what I want to share today is the first irrefutable law of high performance. And you may not like it, but I do, okay? I think in order to achieve great things, people have to revert back to a primitive state. Now, I'm not going to say go all the way back to Neanderthal or back to some of the from the first centuries. But what is important is that you go back to thinking a lot more like a child. Okay, when you were a child, in your mind, possibilities were endless. Okay, I mean, just look at the way that you used to play with your toys. Okay, the toy cars, the toy Barbies, the way you used to play with your toys, the limitations were endless. They really lived a limitless life. There was zero gravity. There was incredible hoops and loops and loopholes you'd fly through. Incredible things. The guy always got the girl always got the guy they wanted. There was always a little bit of drama because somehow, some way, we were always faced through either, the kids shows or whatever we were raised up on. There was always some sort of adversity or challenge in every situation and scenario. And it's fascinating that that's become our life and that's become our story. But some of the most important pieces of high performance have to do with the way our mindset is about certain things. And the first thing I want to talk about today is the irrefutable law of high performance through dreaming. Now, when I sit down with a client, as much as they hate it and as painful as it is, I need to know what their dreams are. Because if I can get their brain to expand its comprehension of what they're working towards and what they want, I have a better idea of what I can do for that person. Now, that's just me as a coach, but let's talk about just us in general. Dreaming is the only way to get our brains or our thoughts or our mind to a place that's going to allow us to be more accepting of no matter what comes next. I have a dream. What an impressive and powerful and historical phrase. Dreams are what make realities, because dreams are the image that is created by the person hoping and faithfully excelling towards. Now, I think dreaming is one of the most important pieces of high performance because it tells us what your limitations are. Let's do an exercise. All right? If you follow along with me, here's an exercise that can help you in the process of dreaming and understanding how big your current dreams are, and try and expand them so that you can increase or enhance your dreaming ability, which can increase the ability for you to see the outcomes of what you're working towards, okay? A lot of people have heard about the phrase dream boards, and that's a collage of things you like and want and dream of, okay? I'm going to save dream boards for chapter 2, which is, spoiler alert, it's about visions, and I'm going to call those a vision board, okay? But for now, most people call them dream boards. I'm going to call them a vision board, and we're going to save that for chapter 2. But here's a few exercises on how to increase or enhance or expand your perception on dreams, okay? The first one is to imagine your dream home. Imagine your dream home, and now get specific, okay? You're looking from the front yard, just assuming you have a front yard. You're looking from the front yard towards your home, okay? What does that dream home look like? Is it quaint? Is it small? Is it a cabin? Is it a giant mansion? All right. Now I want you to think of that very, very specifically. What color is it? Is it white panels? Is it red brick? Is it logs? What does it look like? Is it modern, all glass? Does it look like a spaceship? Does your house look like the pyramids of the East? What does your house look like? What does that dream home look like? I know, don't worry about greed. Don't worry about silly things that we get all caught up in, okay? There is no limitation here. Let's just talk about a dream home. It doesn't have to be like the thing you want now, the thing you want, absolutely can't live without, because we'll get there, okay? But first of all, this is just expanding your brain, okay? I want you to think of your dream home. Now, think of yourself at this dream home, and let's just pretend for a minute that your home is 4 stories tall. 4 stories, okay? We can include a basement. We can include a massive kitchen. We can include an atrium. There's just all kinds of cool things, okay? But let's just imagine for a minute, no matter how big, how small your house is, this dream home, that it's 4 stories. And you're on the 4th story. And let's just say a featured part of this story is that your bedroom is at the 4th floor because you want to wake up every morning and you want to start your day off right. And it was designed and engineered by architects for this exact reason, so that you could have the greatest experience every morning as you wake up. So here's the question I have. In order to get from the bedroom to the kitchen every morning, you've got to pass through 2 flights or 2 stories, okay? So you've got to go to the 1st floor from the 4th floor. What is the most exciting, exhilarating, awakening, and incredible way for you to start your day and to get from your 4th floor bedroom to your 1st floor kitchen? Can you think of some ways? A lot of you will say, oh, I want an elevator. Okay, that's cool. I want an elevator too. I think that's really neat. But think bigger. Think different. What would be the most exciting and exhilarating way to get you to the kitchen in the morning? Is it to be pulled out of bed by some device that throws you through a human dishwasher? Is it to take a water slide that has 7 layers of suds and soaps so you get your full shower bath experience in the morning all the way down to the bottom, and then as you fly out of the water slide, you hit a dry patch with fans, and then your clothes are sitting out waiting for you, and all you do is you step into them, kind of like one of the contraptions in the old Wallace and Gromit videos. Okay, I think that'd be pretty cool. But think bigger. And I know if you don't like this exercise because you're like, I'm done, like this tapping out, this is not for me, guys. This is too crazy. Just do it for me, just for a minute. Just try it and watch your mind expand. I promise you, it makes you leave with a different perception of reality. Okay. I had one person say, I'm going to wake up every morning and I'm going to ride a fireman's pole all the way down to the first floor. I was like, okay, that's kind of fun, because it's like I need to engage my core. I mean, there was logic behind it. It was really cool. And I said, can you expand that? And they're like, what do you mean? It's like, well, give it more detail. Okay, give it some more thought. Expand that thought. What would be the most exhilarating? I mean, a fire pole is great, but what's more exhilarating than sliding down a fire pole? And they said, oh, base jumping. I said, holy cow, you're going to base jump every morning from your 4th floor to your 1st floor? And the person answered this question by saying, well, John, my dream home is at the top of one of the tallest buildings in Dubai. And even though I have a 4-story suite, it's at the top of a skyscraper. And so if I were to step off of my roof, the 4th story, and base jump to the bottom, I could go to the lobby for international continental breakfast, and then take the elevator back up to the top, to my kitchen, where I can top it off with my coffee, and enjoy it from there. And I said, wow, I did not see that coming. Most people think of their dream home as a white picket fence, brick home with a beautiful yard and garden and the typical stuff. Okay, I did not imagine the top of the Porsche building, where the suite facing the the Atlantic Ocean is 4 stories tall. And then in order to get to their kitchen, they wanted to have the most exhilarating ride, so they would jump off their roof and base jump all the way down and land at the bottom of the skyscraper. Now that is cool, okay? Now again, for all of you naysayers and non-believers, I'm telling you, this is the first step to the irrefutable laws of high performance. If you can't expand your mind, if you can't enhance the ideas that there are things that are just a little bit more possible than anything else, then you're probably going to always do what you do. You're probably always going to get the results that you've always gotten. Okay? And that's because if you cannot improve your mind, if you cannot enhance the way you think, then you're always going to be stuck. You're always going to be trying to figure out how to make things work, how to calculate, and you're always going to run up short because you sold yourself short. Now let's talk about the positive end here. What other great and exciting, thrilling things can you expand your mind with, all right? I know some people who dream so big that it scares them to death. Okay? It scares them so bad because they've realized that they've gotten their brain to a place where the dreams that they've dreamt are so big and so exciting, so exhilarating, that they immediately begin to believe that it is impossible, that it's something that's not reachable, not attainable. And let me be completely frank with you. All things are possible. We all know the story of the date and time when No one had run a 4-minute mile. Nobody could do it. Until Roger Bannister showed up. And Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. And as soon as he did it, not shortly after, high school kids started breaking the 4-minute mile. Everyone who was in that capacity started breaking the 4-minute mile. And it was because they had a glass ceiling on their beliefs. They thought because no one had done it, it could not be done. And then someone went and did it. And then all of a sudden, people started doing it. So let me tell you this. What's been undone that you can do? Maybe I should rephrase that question. What hasn't been done that you can do? Anything is possible. I take all of that and I give it credit to my mentor and life coach, Les Brown, who I am a huge fan of and who raised me. You know, I was always a positive person and never really needed my own kind of inspiration or motivation, but I listened to Les Brown and other motivational speakers like Brian Tracy growing up, and I was raised to learn that the dreams I can have are limitless, and that the expectations I have for the outcomes of my life should be without fault, without limit, without capacity. We're so used to thinking that there's things that are holding us back, that there are things that we're unable to do because of the capacity to take it all in. You know, our brain is one of the most incredible organs in the entire universe. I want to meet the Creator and understand exactly how it all works, and I don't even think we'll be able to comprehend it. But the brain is an incredible place, and somebody once shared this incredible, stupid myth that we only use 10% of our brain's capacity. That's what someone once said, and it was taken out of huge context. And because of that, a lot of people think, oh, I only use 10% of my brain. And then that becomes a limit. That becomes the ceiling, the glass ceiling in their life. But the truth is this. That is a myth. Okay? You can use the entirety, all functions of your brain. All of them. You get to use all of them. Now, let me add to that by saying you get to use all of them in particular places and through their subconscious and conscious states. All right? Your ability to use your brain is one of the greatest gifts ever given. Now, if you're religious, I believe in a God, and that God who gave you the gift to use the brain to the full capacity. And if you're not a believer in God, if you believe in evolution or some sort of other creation, just know that the brain, there is no coincidence. The brain was created with tact and strategy, and it was given as a way to help us to achieve incredible things. All right? Why would we be given why would we have the ability to imagine things, to be given an imagination, if it couldn't be done, or if it couldn't be used, or if it couldn't be enjoyed? That's always been my thought process. It's always been my dream. So think about it. That myth is now busted. Okay? We can use the entirety of our brain. Now I need you to dream bigger. I need you to think bigger. I want you to dream so big it scares you. I want you to dream so big it excites you. Sometimes I get people who start to dream so big that they're like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep at all. It's like coffee. I can see so clearly And I'm so excited about the things that are available, the things that are possible, the things that are mine, just mine for the taking. And I said, now you're starting to begin to believe. Okay? Dreaming is believing only if you take action. Only if you think there is an outcome. There's an end to that road. There's an end to that journey. And it's possible. The second you start to believe that, the second you start to achieve a level of high performance. It's the mindset, it's the setup, it's the foundation for all things you believe in. It's the beginning of what you think you can and can't do. Whether you think you can or can't, you're absolutely right. And you need to know that. You need to know that your limitations are created by you and only you. Now, we are influenced, okay? It's so hard to teach this principle and to not know that there are outside influences, okay? We were all raised and someone said you couldn't do something. And in a lot of my speeches, I ask a lot of people how many of them have had goals and dreams and how many of them have been shamed for those dreams and goals because they weren't possible. And how many of them had their imaginations killed, stripped, broken, shattered, and taken away from them by some of the most important people in their lives, like parents, brothers and sisters, friends, grandparents. Okay? A lot of what we thought was possible was taken away from us because it wasn't real, because it wasn't practical, because it wasn't something that we could do or view as tangible, right? This principle is so important to me. You guys, I know and I believe that there are zero limitations in this world, only the ones that we create. And those become so real to us when we let other influences get in our way. I know it, I believe it, I've seen it. I've seen it in so many people, okay? I want to elicit more about this principle, but this is the first step, is knowing that there's an expansion pack waiting for you to upload into your brain. Think of the movie with Keanu Reeves, The Matrix. And in his first few moments, before he can enter into the Matrix, he needs to prepare. And so they take him into a room where they hook him up to a machine, and they have a bunch of discs. Now, I think this is a little old school, but at the time it was kind of incredible and genius. Basically, they said, hey, in order to survive in the Matrix, you need to understand a little bit of Kung Fu and self-defense. So they threw him in the machine, they played this disc for him, and within a moments, for them it was reality because they were in it, they were practicing it, they were role-playing it, they were going through the simulation, right? But in reality, they were just laying there with their eyes closed and downloading, or say, they were downloading information. And then he wake up and he said, I know Kung Fu. And I love that because it was like, oh, all I need to do is obtain it. Think of that as your dreams. You have everything in your path to give you the information, knowledge, the strengths, the things you absolutely need to succeed and to fulfill at a high level. That's the first level, and that's the first principle of achieving high levels of performance. Don't forget to dream.